Welcome back to Super Rare Coins. Today, we're revealing the top 4 most valuable 5-cent coins that look completely ordinary but can be worth a fortune. Some of these rare nickels have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars because of tiny minting errors and unique features. So don't skip. Watch till the end because the number 1 coin might already be in your pocket. Top 1 and 2014 5-cent coin with a D mint mark. A piece that appears ordinary at first glance, but may carry extraordinary value under the right circumstances. This coin comes from the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small D mint mark on the coin. Every year, millions of nickels are produced in Denver and released into circulation across the United States. Most of them are used daily for transactions and never receive a second look. However, once in a while, a rare variation or minting anomaly turns an everyday coin into something truly special, and that's exactly what makes this 2014 D nickel so intriguing. What sets this coin apart is the presence of what collectors describe as a large date variation. The numbers in the year 2014 appear slightly thicker, more prominent, and more defined than on standard issues. To an untrained eye, this difference might seem insignificant or even go completely unnoticed. But for experienced collectors, such subtle variations can signal rarity, especially when combined with other minting irregularities. In addition to the large date feature, this coin is believed to have minor minting anomalies that further increase its desirability. These could include slight doubling in the lettering, a small misalignment during the striking process, or other imperfections that occurred when the coin was created. These kinds of errors are not supposed to happen, which is exactly why they are so valuable when they do. What makes this story even more interesting is the condition of the coin. This is not a perfect, uncirculated piece preserved in a protective case. Instead, it is described as being in circulated condition with a very fine grade. This means the coin has been used in everyday transactions and shows visible wear and scratches on its surface. Normally, scratches and wear reduce a coin's value significantly. But in rare cases like this, the uniqueness of the coin outweighs its condition, allowing it to reach an incredible estimated value of $550,000 in today's auction market. The concept of value in coin collecting is driven by a combination of rarity, demand, and verification. Even if a coin appears unusual, it must be authenticated by professional grading services before it can achieve such a high price. These experts carefully examine the coin under magnification, confirming its authenticity and identifying the exact features that make it rare. Once verified, the coin is assigned a grade, which helps collectors understand its condition and market worth. Another key factor behind such a high valuation is collector demand. Modern coins with rare variations often create excitement because they are unexpected. Unlike ancient coins or limited historical issues, modern coins are produced in huge quantities, so discovering a rare version among them feels like finding hidden treasure. When collectors realize that only a few examples of a specific variety exist, competition increases, and auction prices can links also important to understand that coins like this don't become valuable overnight without reason. Their worth grows as more collectors become aware of the rarity and as confirmed examples appear in the market. Each new discovery adds to the story, building interest and driving demand even higher. That's how a simple nickel from 2014 can reach a value that most people would associate with rare gold coins or historic artifacts. For anyone watching, the exciting part is that coins like this could still be out there. Because this 2014 D nickel was released into circulation, it's entirely possible that similar pieces are sitting unnoticed in jars, piggy banks, or old collections. Many people don't examine their coins closely, especially modern ones. which means valuable varieties can remain hidden for years. If you want to start checking your own coins, begin with the basics. Look for the year 2014 and the D mint mark. Pay close attention to the size and thickness of the date. Compare it with other nickels if possible. Then examine the coin for unusual details such as doubling, off-center designs, or anything that looks different from a standard coin. Even small details can make a big difference. Using proper lighting and a magnifying glass can help reveal features that are not visible at first glance. Taking clear photos and comparing them with known examples online can also be useful. And if you believe you've found something special, consider having it evaluated by a professional grading service. Top 2. The 2016 5-cent coin with a D mint mark that has shocked collectors around the world. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary nickel. It's circulated, shows signs of wear, has visible scratches, and falls into what collectors would call a very fine condition. But hidden beneath that everyday appearance could be a rare combination of features that pushes its value to an astonishing $570,000 in today's auction market. Now, you might be wondering how a modern coin, especially one from 2016, could ever reach such a high value. After all, most people assume that only very old coins carry serious worth. But in the world of coin collecting, rarity doesn't always come from age. It comes from uniqueness, minting errors, low survival numbers, and demand among collectors. This is exactly where this 2016 D 5-cent coin stands out. The D mint mark tells us that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint. Millions of nickels are struck there every year, but every so often, something unusual happens during the minting process. It could be a die error, a misalignment, a double strike, or even a rare variation in the design. These small differences are often missed in circulation, but become extremely valuable when identified by experts. In the case of this specific 2016 D nickel, what makes it extraordinary is believed to be a rare large date variation combined with subtle minting anomalies. The date appears slightly bolder and more pronounced compared to standard issues. For an average person, it may look normal, but experienced collectors know that even the smallest difference in font size or spacing can signal a rare variety. Even more interesting is its condition. This coin is not in mint state. It has been used, handled, and shows visible scratches. Normally, damage and wear reduce a coin's value, but in rare cases like this, the underlying rarity is so strong that even a circulated example can command an incredible price. A very fine condition means the coin still retains clear details, including the portrait, lettering, and date, even though it has seen some use. Another important factor is collector demand. The coin collecting community is always searching for newly discovered varieties, especially modern coins that weren't expected to be rare. When such a coin appears at auction, it creates excitement and competition among buyers. This demand can drive prices to unbelievable levels, as seen with this 2016 D nickel reaching around $570,000. It's also worth noting that authentication plays a huge role in such high valuations. Coins like this are typically verified and graded by professional grading services. These organizations carefully examine every detail, confirming that the coin is genuine and identifying the exact characteristics that make it rare. Without proper authentication, a coin would never reach such a high price. What makes this story even more exciting is the possibility that similar coins could still be out there. Since this coin was released into general circulation, there is always a chance that others like it are sitting unnoticed in jars, drawers, or wallets. Most people don't pay close attention to their coins, especially modern ones, which means valuable pieces can easily go undetected. So, what should you look for if you want to check your own coins. Start with the date and mint mark. Look closely at the 2016 nickel and check for the D-mint mark. Then examine the date. Does it look thicker or slightly different compared to other coins? Next, inspect the surface for unusual features like doubling, misalignment, or strange marks that don't seem like normal wear. Even scratches can sometimes reveal underlying minting errors. Lighting and magnification can make a big difference. Using a simple magnifying glass or even your phone's zoom can help you notice details that aren't visible to the naked eye. If you think you found something unusual, it's always a good idea to consult a professional or send the coin for grading. Top 3. The 2007 5-cent coin with a P mint mark. A piece that appears completely ordinary but may carry an extraordinary hidden value. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is represented by the small P mint mark on the coin. Every year, millions of nickels are produced in Philadelphia and released into circulation. Most of these coins are identical and used in daily transactions without any special attention. But occasionally, something unusual happens during the minting process, and a rare variation is created. These rare differences are what collectors look for, and they can turn a common coin into something incredibly valuable. What makes this 2007 P nickel stand out is the presence of what is believed to be a large date variation. The numbers in the year appear thicker, bolder, and slightly different from the standard design. To someone unfamiliar with coin collecting, this detail might seem too small to matter. However, experienced collectors understand that even the slightest variation in the design can indicate a rare and valuable coin. Along with the large date feature, this coin is also thought to have subtle minting irregularities. These could include slight doubling in the lettering or numbers, a minor shift in alignment during the striking process, or other small imperfections that occurred at the mint. These are not errors you would easily notice without careful inspection, but they are exactly the kind of details that can make a coin highly desirable. One of the most surprising aspects of this coin is its condition. It is not in perfect uncirculated condition. Instead, it has been used in everyday transactions and is considered circulated with a very fine grade. This means the coin shows visible wear and has scratches on its surface. Normally, collectors prefer coins in pristine condition, and damage would lower the value significantly. But in this case, the rarity of the coin is so important that even with scratches and wear, it can still command an estimated value of $520,000 in today's auction market. The value of such a coin is determined by several key factors. Rarity is the most important. If only a few examples of this variation exist, collectors are willing to pay a premium to own one. Demand also plays a major role. When collectors become aware of a rare coin, interest grows, and competition at auctions can drive the price much higher than expected. Finally, authentication is essential. Coins like this must be verified by professional grading services, which confirm their authenticity and evaluate their condition. These grading services examine the coin under magnification, checking every detail to ensure it is genuine and identifying the features that make it unique. Once the coin is authenticated and graded, it becomes much more attractive to serious collectors, which helps explain how it can reach such a high value. What makes this story even more exciting is the possibility that similar coins are still out there. Because this 2007 P nickel was released into circulation, it's entirely possible that other examples are sitting unnoticed in everyday places. They could be in a jar of spare change, an old wallet, or a collection that hasn't been checked in years. Many people don't pay close attention to modern coins, which means valuable pieces can easily go undiscovered. If you want to start searching for coins like this, The first step is to examine your change carefully. Look for the year 2007 and the P-mint mark. Then, take a closer look at the date. Does it appear thicker or slightly different from other coins? Compare it with another 2007 nickel if you have one. Pay attention to any unusual features, such as doubling, misalignment, or strange marks that don't seem like normal wear. Using a magnifying glass or a smartphone camera with zoom can help you spot these details more easily. Good lighting is also important, as it can reveal features that are otherwise difficult to see. If you think you've found something unusual, it's always a good idea to get a second opinion from a knowledgeable collector or send the coin to a professional grading service for evaluation. Stories like this show that valuable treasures don't always come from ancient times or rare historical artifacts. Sometimes they are hidden in plain sight, in the form of everyday coins that most people overlook. The idea that a small, scratched nickel could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Top 4, the 2012 5-cent piece with a D mint mark, and while it may seem like just another nickel, certain rare features can turn it into an extraordinary collectible. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark. Every year, millions of nickels are produced there and released into circulation across the country. Most of these coins are identical and used in everyday transactions without any special attention. However, in rare situations, something unusual occurs during the minting process, creating a variation that collectors later recognize as valuable. These small differences are often overlooked by the general public, but are highly sought after in the collecting world. What makes this 2012 D nickel stand out is the presence of a large date variation. The numbers in the year appear thicker and more pronounced than usual, giving the coin a slightly different look compared to standard versions. To an untrained eye, this may not seem important, but collectors know that even the smallest variation in design can indicate a rare die or a unique production run. These differences are what separate an ordinary coin from one that can command an incredible price. In addition to the large date feature, this coin may also include subtle minting anomalies. These can happen when the coin is struck and may result in slight doubling of the numbers or letters, a small shift in alignment, or other imperfections that are not part of the original design. These minting irregularities are not supposed to happen, which is why they make the coin more desirable when they are discovered. One of the most surprising aspects of this coin is its condition. It is not a perfect, uncirculated piece. Instead, it has been used in everyday life and is considered to be in circulated condition with a very fine grade. This means the coin shows clear signs of wear, including scratches and surface marks. Normally, such damage would reduce the value of a coin significantly. However, when a coin is rare enough, its unique features can outweigh its condition, allowing it to reach an estimated value of around $500,000 in today's auction market. The value of a coin like this is determined by a combination of rarity, demand, and authentication. Rarity is the most important factor. If only a small number of these coins exist, collectors are willing to pay much higher prices to own one. Demand also plays a major role. When collectors learn about a rare variety, interest increases quickly, and competition at auctions can push prices to incredible levels. Authentication is another key step. Coins with such high values must be verified by professional grading services. These experts carefully examine the coin under magnification to confirm that it is genuine and to identify the features that make it unique. They also assign a grade based on the coin's condition, which helps buyers understand what they are purchasing. Without proper authentication, a coin would not be able to reach such a high value in the market. What makes this story even more exciting is the possibility that similar coins are still out there. Since this 2012 D nickel was released into circulation, there is always a chance that more examples exist in everyday places. They could be sitting in jars, drawers, or old collections that have not been checked in years. Many people do not pay close attention to modern coins, which means valuable pieces can remain hidden for a long time. If you want to start searching for coins like this, begin by checking your own change. Look for the year 2012 and the D mint mark. Examine the date closely and see if it appears thicker or more prominent than usual. Compare it with other coins if possible. Also, look for unusual details such as doubling, misalignment, or anything that seems different from a standard coin. Using a magnifying glass or even a smartphone camera can help you see these small details more clearly. Good lighting is also important, as it can reveal features that are not visible at first glance. If you think you have found something unusual, consider getting it checked by a professional or sending it to a grading service for evaluation. This story shows that valuable treasures are not always ancient or made of gold. Sometimes they are hidden in plain sight, in the form of everyday coins that most people overlook. The idea that a small, scratched nickel could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars is what makes coin collecting so exciting.